Hello, dear friends. Today we will talk about one of the most famous and respected car brands in the world, BMW. You probably know that BMW is an abbreviation of Bayerische Motorenwerk, which means Bavarian Motor Factories. But did you know that BMW began its history as an aircraft engine manufacturer? Or that BMW has its own theme music that sounds in all their commercials? Or that BMW owns brands like Rolls-Royce and MINI? You will learn this and much more in our video about 5 interesting facts about BMW. Enjoy your viewing. The first fact. They originally produced aircraft engines. Although BMW is currently best known for producing cars, this was not the original goal of their company. They actually produced engines for airplanes. The company was founded during the First World War. At that time, there was a huge demand for engines for combat aircraft. Rapp Motor and Oda Work have teamed up to create an aircraft manufacturing company. Although they initially stopped producing aircraft after World War I, they had to resume production of military aircraft during World War II as they produced aircraft engines for the Luftwaffe. BMW continued to produce aircraft engines until 1945. The second fact. The Treaty of Versailles is the reason BMW started producing cars. Strangely enough, the Treaty of Versailles is responsible for the production of BMW cars. During the First World War, the company produced aircraft engines. After the war, the terms of the Treaty of Versailles prohibited German companies from producing both military aircraft and engines for military aircraft. For this reason, BMW was forced to diversify its company in order to stay in business. They initially turned their attention to motorcycles before starting car production in 1929. It was only because of the Treaty of Versailles that cars began to be produced. If it hadn't been for the First World War, BMW's history would have been completely different. The third fact is that the colors used in the logo represent Bavaria. The logo for BMW is distinctive and easily recognizable. It consists of a black circle with the interior quartered and the sections within are an alternate blue and white. Many people mistakenly believe that the logo is supposed to represent a spinning propeller, but that is not the case. The symbol was designed and the colors were chosen to represent the colors of Bavaria, which is where the main headquarters of BMW is located. Blue and white are the national colors of Bavaria, but that is not the only reason why this logo was designed. The roundel was part of the original logo of the Rapp Motor Company, who were involved in the founding of BMW. Therefore, the logo was an important tribute to them and the role they played in the creation of BMW. The next fact is that BMW was ahead of the times with the production of electric cars. Many people assume that electric cars are a modern invention. However, this is not the case, and car manufacturers have tinkered with the concept since the early 19th century. The very first electric car was produced in 1828, but the fashion for this type of car saw a huge decline, which wasn't really revived until the 1990s. It was during this decade that the larger car manufacturers began to produce electric versions of their own models. BMW were well ahead of the game, though, and they had built their first electric vehicle in 1972, and this was called the BMW 1602e. Sadly, this never made it to the market. This was because it had only half the performance of the manufacturer's other models and it could only hold a charge of 20 minutes. This was not a standard good enough to introduce the car onto the market. Although it failed to make it to the market, it laid the groundwork for future electric cars produced by BMW. The fifth fact is that BMW owns Rolls-Royce and the MINI brands. It is often difficult to work out which car manufacturer makes which car, as it is commonplace for one manufacturer to take over another and then continue to produce models in the name of the former company. BMW is the perfect example of this, as they took over 2 British firms, Rolls-Royce and Mini Cooper. BMW bought the British Rover Group in 1994. This means they now produce all the cars formerly produced by that company, including the Mini Cooper, Rover Milligran, and Land Rover. BMW then took over Rolls-Royce and produced their first car using this name in 2003. This was the Rolls-Royce Phantom. It often surprises people that 2 of the best-known British car brands are now manufactured by a German company. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, it will help a lot in promoting this video. I am also planning to do a second installment of interesting facts about BMWs.